Good afternoon. That's the sound of silence. Good afternoon and welcome to the 21st Annual Unity Honors Luncheon. In 1964, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel released their song, The Sound of Silence, which captured a profound truth about human nature. They sang of people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, describing a world where we exist side by side, yet remain isolated in our silence. I grew up in a home where music was almost always playing, and my father introduced me to Simon and Garfunkel at a young age. The Sound of Silence was my mother's favorite, and like much of their music, emerged from one of the most turbulent decades of American history. A time where the civil rights movement was reshaping our national conscience, when the shadow of Vietnam loomed over a generation, and when assassinations of beloved leaders left deep wounds in our collective soul. In that fractured moment, to speak of silence might have seemed strange. But Simon and Garfunkel recognized something deeper, that beneath all the noise, people had stopped truly hearing each other. They dared to suggest that our real challenge wasn't the shouting, but our failure to genuinely connect. So it's no surprise that now, 60 years later, as our culture still feels tumultuous, their words still ring with surprising relevancy and clarity. In an age where social media gives us constant contact, but often leaves us feeling more alone, their insights feel almost prophetic. It's easy to mistake the absence of conflict for unity. After all, in solitude, there is no disagreement or need to confront viewpoints from our own. But true unity isn't found in silence or being alone. It's forged in the brave spaces where we dare to speak, to listen, and to understand. That's why the Unity Honors Luncheon is more than just a celebration. It's an act of resistance against the comfortable silence that too often divides us. Today we gather to explicitly disturb the sound of silence by celebrating those who understand that true unity comes not from avoiding tension, but from working through it together. On this day, we honor Mrs. Kay Ray and Mr. Willie Marshall, whose work embodies the spirit of active engagement. Mrs. Ray has been a constant supporter of education and worked tirelessly to ensure that every child, no matter their color, class, and creed, had the foundation they needed to succeed, recognizing that a spirit of unity impacts us all. And everywhere Willie Marshall has gone, he has fostered an environment of unity. He has led teams in his church and in the workplace and constantly created opportunities for people to connect with one another. It's this community building that has made him a personal hero of so many, including our own Councilwoman Shannon Moore, who has told me how much he impacted her life. Finally, we celebrate every person in this room who has chosen to step out of their comfort zone, to engage in meaningful dialogue, and to build relationships across the boundaries that too often separate us. As we share this meal together, let us remember that unity isn't the absence of difference. It's the presence of understanding. It's not found in silence, but in the symphony of voices brave enough to speak, ears willing enough to listen, and hearts open to connection. I'd like to personally take this opportunity to thank our great team within the Partners of Prevention and the Unity and Diversity Committee for coordinating today's events. Thank you also to our elected officials in attendance with us today. From the City of Longview, our mayor, Mayor Kristen Ishihara. Councilman District 1, Derek Conley. District 2, Councilwoman Shannon Moore. District 3, Councilman Ray Wade. District 4, Councilman John Newstad. District 5, Councilwoman Michelle Gamboa. And from our county partners at Gregg County, County Judge Bill Stout. Sheriff Maxie Serliano. Judge Alfonso Charles. Judge Tim Womack. Judge Vince Doweber. And our District Attorney, John Moore. As well as any other federal, state, county, city, or school elected officials who have answered the call for public service for our community. Well, I'm sure you're tired of hearing from me now, so it's my pleasure to introduce our Mistress of Ceremonies, Anissa Centers. Anissa, a longtime native, is an award-winning anchor with KLTV, whose career has taken her all over the southeastern United States and finally brought her home to East Texas. She's no stranger to this event, as she has served as our MC on several occasions in our more than 2 decades celebrating the champions of unity in our community. We are delighted she could join us again this year. Miss Anissa Centers.
As I move my entire house up to the podium, it feels. I am so excited to be here. I'm always honored when someone asks me to participate in a community event because that means that they have welcomed me into their homes and hopefully their hearts. But this particular event is especially important to me because Longview is my home. I was born at Good Shepherd. I grew up on Nixon Drive right off 16th Street. Now known as MLK, was taken home there, graduated from there. My parents were there. They're no longer with us, but they lived there for the duration of their lives. This is home. This is truly home in a way a lot of people in today's mobile society can't understand. This is the part of the program where Dietrich and the committee have asked me to talk about why this is important to me. And I want to clarify for you how important this is. I get off work at basically midnight. There are very few things I deem important enough to wake up early enough to put on makeup and comb my hair before 2 in the afternoon. So let's get that straight. But Dietrich asked me when I first told him that I would love to participate in this again. He said, would you just kind of, send me a quick explanation of why this event is important to you? And instead of reinventing the wheel, and I wanted to read to you what I wrote to him because it came to me, and you get those flashes of it's almost like your spirit is speaking through you, and it totally encapsulates everything that you feel in that moment. Like the core you, your beliefs. And that's what this statement meant for me. So let me put on the glasses because that was about 10 years ago that this started being necessary. I sent back to him, it is exceptionally important to recognize those individuals who are invested in unifying our community by understanding their neighbors. Jesus implored us to love, honor, and respect our neighbors. It is impossible to love, honor, and respect someone you haven't taken the time to get to know. These individuals we are honoring have invested in that process, and it is important to recognize them for putting in the work so many others are simply unwilling to do. Hopefully, recognizing these individuals will encourage others to follow their examples. That's how I feel about this event, and that's how I feel about these people. And I thank you for supporting this event, because there are many people who are unwilling to do that too. So, the simple fact that you are here matters, and I thank you for that. So, let's get on with the rest of the program. The Unity Honors is a Lifetime Achievement Award that pays homage to the pillars of our community, those who have blazed the trail to bridge the gap between people from different walks of life, those who have created peace and harmony in its absence, while also speaking out boldly against any form of injustice. I also want to thank the people responsible for the food, because there is no luncheon without the food, folks. Thank you, Marcia and the Lunch Lady catering staff who prepared the meal for us today, and also the dessert provided by Grace Bakery. Thank you to the sponsors who made the event possible. We are grateful to each of you, because we all know money talks. If you ever want to know what someone values, take a look at where they spend their money. Also, it is my pleasure to bring to the stage Pastor Thomas McDaniel for the invocation.
Let's give thanks. Father, we thank you for celebration, especially those celebrations, Lord, that confirm your desires. You said in your word, Lord, that unity commands the blessing, and we thank you for that. We thank you, Lord God, for diversity. Lord, the kind of diversity that expands our gifts, enlarges our love. God helps us to know each other better. Lord, we thank you for unity and diversity, which makes everything better, including our city, our county, and each of our own lives, families, churches, organizations. And God, we thank you that unity has been a part of cultures for up to 6,000 years that we have in record from your Bible. God, thank you for the food. Thank you for nourishing our bodies to your service and glory. Thank you for putting the gifts and talents in your honorees today. And God, we give thanks for who you are. It is in your Son's name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, and you will see me grabbing that water periodically. I don't know if anybody else is allergic to cedar, but it is doing a doozy. So, thank you so much, Pastor McDaniel. At this time, I would like to recognize any past Unity Award honorees by asking them to stand or wave at us if standing is difficult or challenging for you at this moment. Thank you for serving our community. If you or your organization has received special recognition in the past, would you please also stand? Now, if you are currently a part of the Unity and Diversity Committee, would you please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you for serving. You're doing work that people so often do not see. I'm really excited about this because now we're talking about our future. We have a special presentation by a Longview High School student who is the winner of the Eastman Chemical Black History Month Oratorical Contest. Yes, yes, yes. Please join me in welcoming Nadira Akilo.
Across the rugged surface of the moon, jagged craters and dust-filled valleys tell stories of its celestial development and freezing temperatures. Amidst this silver landscape, an American flag stands as a symbol of patriotism. Yet, hidden within the scene, there's a gold-plated camera capturing the stars above. This camera is not a mere tool of observation. It is a representation of Dr. George Carruthers' groundbreaking contributions to space science. Dr. George Carruthers, a pioneering Black scientist and engineer, developed the far ultraviolet camera utilized in the Apollo 16 mission. His journey from a young boy captivated by science to a leading figurehead in space technology serves as an inspiring testament regarding the power of perseverance, innovation, and Black excellence within STEM. Born on October 1st, 1932 in Cincinnati, Ohio, Carruthers was the eldest of 4 children. His father, a civil engineer, had hoped Carruthers would follow in his footsteps. Yet, ironically, this wasn't the case. Carruthers had always been captivated by aliens found in his science fiction comics. And as a result, he developed a lifelong fascination with astronomy. His passion, often dismissed as impractical by those around him, never waned, and by the age of 10, he developed his first ever telescope utilizing discarded lenses. This marked the beginning of his journey into STEM. After his father's sudden death, the Carruthers family moved to Chicago. There, he met with professional astronomers who encouraged his pursuit of space exploration. Still, his ideas were often ignored and ridiculed, but Carruthers remained steadfast, pursuing an education in aerospace engineering at the University of Illinois. There, he was forced to navigate being in a predominantly white academic environment and overcame isolation to earn his PhD in aeronautical engineering in the year 1964. However, Carruthers' breakthrough came when he was working at the Naval Research Laboratory. There, his work on ultraviolet spectroscopy caught the attention of NASA. At this time, the space agency were seeking scientific experiments to help support the Apollo missions. Carruthers bravely submitted an innovative plan to develop a camera capable of studying the Earth's atmosphere, something never done before. His idea was accepted, and as a result, this led to the creation of the ultraviolet spectrograph, which captured the first ever image of the Earth's geocorona, unveiling a previously unknown atmospheric phenomenon. But perhaps Carruthers' most significant contribution to STEM was his dedication to inspiring the next generation of Black scientists. Recognizing the lack of role models within STEM, he established a science and engineering apprenticeship program where high school students had the opportunity to conduct their own research at the Naval Research Laboratory just as he did. In fact, even after he retired, he continued to teach and mentor students at the University of Howard, creating a lasting legacy of education, but also innovation within Black communities. In recognition of his contributions, he was then awarded the National Medal of Technology and Innovation by Barack Obama in 2013. Now his name lives on at NASA with the development of the Carruthers Geocorona Observatory, ensuring that his contributions, which were critical to NASA's success, never remain unforgotten. In fact, Dr. George Carruthers exemplifies the power of resilience and innovation. So as we look up to the stars and remember the gold-plated camera sitting on the moon to this day is more than just American success. It is a reminder of the transformative impact of one Black scientist whose vision continues to shape and inspire humanity's understanding of space. Thank you.
The future is bright. Here in the City of Longview, we are blessed to have some truly amazing organizations and individuals who have hearts that are dedicated to serving our community. For 2025, these special recognition awards go to Communities in Schools of East Texas and Longview ISD's Judson Middle School. Communities in Schools, will you please join me on the stage, representatives? As they make their way up, I'm going to read to you the bio for this organization. Communities in Schools help students improve in academics, attendance, and behavior, encouraging more students to stay in school, graduate, and prepare for college and/or employment. CIS provides services and resources through community partnerships to ensure a comprehensive case management approach to meet the special needs of each student. Communities in Schools is special as they are the nation's leading organization that champions the connections of needed resources with schools to help young people learn, stay in school, and prepare for life. CIS is also the largest dropout prevention program in the state, established to support schools by working with at-risk students in order to decrease the dropout rate. CIS believes that keeping kids in school is more than a school problem. It is a community problem involving parents, neighbors, healthcare providers, business leaders, social workers, counselors, mentors, tutors, and volunteers as a part of the needed solution. Communities in Schools of East Texas serves 12 independent school districts in the area and has done exceptional work with Judson Middle School specifically, which is also being recognized today. Some of the resources offered include Health and Human Services, supportive and guided counseling, academic enhancement and support, college and career awareness, parental and family engagement, enrichment activities, and numerous other activities and special events surrounding students and families with community support, empowering students to stay in school and achieve in life. Another round of applause for Communities in Schools of East Texas. Thank you for your service. There you go. Thank you so much. All right, so Judson Middle School's representative, will you please join me at the stage? Longview Independent School District's Judson Middle School encourages students to succeed in and out of the classroom. Judson administration and students value community. One way they do this is by organizing fundraisers such as Revere for a Cure to aid students and families who are experiencing childhood cancer. Students are valued and systems are put into place to encourage positive behaviors, a sense of belonging, accountability, and the importance of healthy coping skills. Students also receive academic incentives through band jumping celebrations. Judson recognizes and addresses social problems for students such as bullying and inclusion and unites together as they did on Unity Day. The campus hosted a Hispanic Heritage Night to value Hispanic culture and celebrate Black History Month with some special activities. The Communities in Schools site coordinator focuses on academics, attendance, and behavior with students, and also contributes to a positive school climate. The CIS coordinator and Judson staff work in tandem to offer students the opportunity and encouragement they need to lead them toward school and life success. Thank you so much for serving. People who work in schools are often so undervalued, and we want to let you know that you matter. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the presentation of our honorees for this year, beginning with Mrs. Kay Ray. At this time, please give your attention to the video displayed on your screens. This side or this side?
Leonard and Lois Helvenston from Tatum, Texas, moved to Longview after World War II, and later on, Gloria Kay was born. Kay Ray is truly a native of Longview. She attended Ware Elementary School, Foster Junior High, and Longview High School, and that is when it was located in downtown Longview. After high school, she attended the University of Texas, and she notes, even though her father was not a college graduate, he loved college football, and especially the Longhorns. It was without question where she would be attending college. Kay was fond of her parents, and especially her father, Leonard. She said he is the person that offered her those life lessons that she holds true today. While she was at UT, this was the only period Kay never lived in Longview. She also recalls that it was gratifying to return home and teach, and having the opportunity to be part of an integrated school system. She returned to the same junior high school where she was a student, where she taught English in 1974. She quickly knew that teaching and children were her passion. Kay also reflects on UT with fondness because that is where she met her husband, John, and they have been together over 50 years, and this union produced one son, Chris. For the past 45 years, she has been devoted to the work of transforming the lives of Longview's young citizens and has been in many leadership roles that has linked her to organizations like the Junior League of Longview, Gregg County Historical Museum, the Longview Museum of Fine Arts, and the East Texas Literacy Council. But to date, it appears her most impactful community role has been leading the development of the Longview ISD Foundation, and she has been its only leader since inception. Kay says the formation of the foundation has given teachers an opportunity to maximize and leverage the quality of education for its students. Many people ask Kay, why do you continue to do this work? She simply says, it's important. And I want Longview's young members to be educated, informed, and make significant contributions to the workforce as community leaders. Her driving focus continues to be and has always been the young citizens of Longview.
Her uniqueness is greatness.
Getting the job done.
She saw things in me that I didn't see in myself.
What Kay Ray wants, she normally gonna get, so you need to work with her closely because she's a bulldog.
She's been successful at everything she's done.
I call her the Energizer Bunny. She has so much energy.
There are no limits. That is what makes Miss Ray, Miss Ray.
You know, I think that when people see Kay, they see a Lobo.
She is Miss Lobo.
I've probably been to more Lobo games than John King has because I was going to him before he got here, and I was going to him as a student. Kids' lives are revolve around school activities. I know mine did. School activities, school friends, movies on the weekend, dances at the Roundup Club on Green Street, which is now a recreational center for the City of Longview. That was kind of life. Go to those football games, go to the basketball games, go to the baseball games, go to the track meets. Wasn't anything else to do. I think she loves this community. I don't think she would live anyplace else if she had a choice. I think that she is committed to making it better, and I think she sees her role in that as serving young people because they are the future of the community.
I've known Kay over 30 years. I've known her since high school. She was my English teacher.
She was my 9th grade English teacher at Longview High School.
She's very devoted to Longview, Texas, and to Longview ISD, and she loves kids.
She has been a great ambassador for Longview ISD.
She had goals for her students.
I talked a lot. I remember her saying one time, "Hey Faith, if I could teach this to you, I need your help because I need you to teach someone else." And for some odd reason, that has resonated with me and I think almost sparked the light for me to become an educator.
I do love school. I love everything about it. I loved it as a kid. I don't know why. Why do you? Well, I had teachers in my family too. My aunt was a teacher, a grandmother, some cousins. I think I heard a lot about school. And I just thought, this would be a great job. And you get to talk all day.
Poor John Ray.
I think she wants the best for everybody, and she's not willing to accept anything less than that.
Your job is not to come down here. Your job is to stay up here. And if you can pull them up, fine. If you can't, move on. Does that sound too rough?
You can take one look at her, and I think that when people see her, they see the love and they see the grace really being there for her students and the community as a whole.
She's got a expectation, and her expectation is for it to be done right and be done in the right way and be done in a timely manner. It's just who Kay Ray is.
Just do it and do it right, you know? And that was probably my dad talking. I was a daddy's girl for sure. And he too was not interested in excuses. He was not interested in your excuses. No. He wanted me to have opportunities he did not have. I've always thought, now see, I grew up with the idea that every generation was to live better.
Kay is not only involved with students, she is involved in making Longview a better community.
One day, not long before I retired, she came and she said, Mickey Mouse and I have this wonderful idea about a foundation and they want me to direct it, but are you going to give me permission to do that? I said, if you can do them both, that's fine. Well, she has so much energy.
I don't know how she has all the time to do the things that she does. The LISD Foundation is an amazing board.
Having been a teacher herself, a retired teacher, she knows what it takes, what goes into that. And if they're equipped to thrive, succeed in the classroom, that can only translate to wonderful things beyond the classroom.
They write the grants. It's my job, as well as the foundation board members, to raise the funds so that we can fund those grants. And as of today, we have funded $1,140,000 worth of those grants.
And so when I think about Kay and unity and diversity, she believes that the doors are open for everyone, and she's one of those people on the other side saying, hey, give me your hand, come through. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what your age, race, ethnicity, any of that stuff, none of that matters to her. She's just genuinely that type of person. So she is truly deserving of this honor. Long time coming.
Mrs. Ray. Mrs. Ray, I adore you.
There's no one that I've come across that has more love and dedication to Longview ISD, the Longview community, than you.
Kay, you should be so proud of the work you do, the person that you are, and the difference that you make.
You've made a difference for many people over the years, and I think you're going to continue to do that.
I am blessed to have you in my life, and I love you.
You continue to pour into our community. You made a little girl from Longview, Texas, a happy child, a happy educator, and I'm forever indebted to you for your service. Congratulations.
Kay Ray.
My goodness. Sally Barron was sitting there and she said, you better get out some Kleenex. Yes, maybe I better. I love how Coach King said I was a bulldog. I really have to congratulate him for that. Thank you, City of Longview Partners in Prevention, the Unity and Diversity Committee. I think I've already said in that video everything I have to say. I do love school. Today's a special day because I am honored for something I love to do. There is that saying that you never work a day in your life if you do something you love. So I think I've worked a few days. I work a lot sometimes, I think, but it's all been fun. One of the best things about it, how fabulous was that young lady, Nadira, from Longview High School? all of you got to see what I get to see every day. I'm surrounded by students like that, and it is just, it's such a joy. It makes the days go very, very quickly. I was a student in Longview ISD. In fact, I counted up. I think in my entire life, I've not been in school from birth to 5. I've either been in school or teaching school or in some way associated with Longview ISD. I love school. I loved it when I went to school. I still love everything about it, from the classroom to the football field and everything in between. And yes, I got a great education in Longview ISD, and I want students to have the exact same thing. I want them to have the opportunities that were given to me. In my work at Longview High School and with the foundation, that's what we're working on, is opportunities. And why do we want them to have those opportunities? Because someday, the very children who are seniors at Longview High School, it won't be very long till they'll be out here where you are. They'll be our employers, our employees, our entrepreneurs, our business and civic leaders. We want them to have every opportunity. And above all, we want them to come back here and help Longview continue to thrive. I would be remiss if I didn't say that I certainly didn't do anything I've done alone. So many of you in this room I met through volunteering. Amy Hull came up to me a few minutes ago to congratulate me, and I think she's the person who said this, that I've worked with lots of volunteers, but I think Amy one time said, you know, but with Kay, you don't really volunteer. You're voluntold what you're going to do. But I also had a senior at Longview High School a couple of weeks ago say to me, do you realize how many times you say we have work to do? And I said, yes, we do. We have a lot of work to do, so let's get to it. As I said, I hope our students return here. I hope they love Longview as much as I do. And I hope that everyone here, in a chance for unity and opportunity, that if you're ever asked to help a teacher, any kind of educator, volunteer in a school, I know Partners in Prevention is looking for volunteers. I hope that you'll support teachers and students, because you are needed. I would be remiss if I didn't give a short commercial for the Longview ISD Foundation. I always say that you can call me anytime. I will be glad and come to talk to you about the work of the foundation and how you could volunteer or provide financial support. I would also be remiss if I didn't say to my husband, someone I met in 1970 on a blind date at the University of Texas. The University of Texas was very good to me. He often says that he's not sure how, but somehow my projects become his projects. My friend Sally Barron has always said, do not stand too close to her because she will put you to work. The funniest thing I think John has ever said about me with the foundation, once at a Lobo game, I was demonstrating this particular thing that was called a quad 4. It was a seat cushion that then miraculously folded out to become a blanket, and then a poncho, and anyway, we were selling them for $40 to raise money. And I was going through this great demonstration, and my husband looked at the customer and said, you know what, if you'll give her the $40, she'll shut up. But I remember thinking, well, if that's a fundraising strategy, let me talk on. I hope I have a few more years to work on behalf of students and the educators in Longview ISD. They do need your support. I think Anissa just said they are often undervalued. Please value them, value our young people, and help where you can. Thank you so much for this honor.
A true Longview ISD institution right there. I mean, there are not enough words to express the impact she's made. You taught my husband in 9th grade, too. Now for our next honoree, Mr. Willie Marshall, and if you will please direct your attention to your screens.
In a small community just outside of Marshall, Texas, at the age of 19, Emma Ryder gave birth to Willie Marshall. Willie says his first fight was at birth. Born premature, he defied the odds, and this has given Willie a lesson in life that sustains him to this day. According to Willie, you can't let the odds define who you are or determine your destiny. You can be resilient and overcome with patience and faith. Growing up in the farmhouse, Willie said they had a simple life, but a rich life. They had everything they needed. His grandfather played a role in shaping who he is today. Willie said he could remember as a small boy going into the town of Marshall and seeing all the signs directing where people could and could not go. He recalled this being a matter of perspective shared by his grandfather to help shield him from the sting. And that perspective was better seating at the top of the theater, and going to the back of the store was easier and less crowded. It was only after his grandfather passed that he learned the small farm he grew up was not theirs, but they were sharecroppers. Another important figure in Willie's life was his mother. She worked many small and odd jobs to provide him with the things he needed and encouraged him to do what he needed to do until he got there. That sense of perseverance guides him to this day. After graduating from Wiley College, Willie debated law school and was accepted, but took a different path. He worked in a variety of professional roles, but one role that was always consistent was his spiritual journey. Since the age of 16, Willie has been actively engaged in his spiritual journey, and over time has helped others on their journey as well as pastorship of a local congregation.
I think that we should be who we are and appreciate others for who they are. And let's just exist in that manner. And yes, we can still say we're all Americans.
He stands for fairness and equality. He's just motivated to do good to mankind. He just extends himself there to be available to do what he's able to do.
He's been a source of support and strength to the community that he serves in.
A lot of people don't know how to walk in other people's shoes, but he knows how to.
He has been a dear friend to me.
My story begins with my mother, who gave birth to me when she was just 19 years old. And if you can just imagine that happening mid-50s, and she stayed at home with her parents. So I grew up in a household with my grandparents. And my mother worked furiously on many jobs, just whatever it took to make ends meet. She was able and willing to do that. A wonderful man entered her life, and they got married. And I consider him even today my step-up dad. He brought us more in line with the church. I found that, wow, this is great. I've been missing all this. And so yeah, I obeyed the gospel at an early age. I think I was 16.
The fact of the matter is that he's a great man of God and a great man of faith. And when he teaches the word, he not only teaches it, but I believe he lives it.
He's a very good teacher as far as breaking the lesson down with a lot of imagination and energy so the people can really get enthused about knowing the whole big picture without seeing the picture. He's good at that.
We have a small congregation, but we're all close, and he teaches Sunday school class. It's not formal, it's very relaxed. Yeah, he's a good teacher.
He just kept wanting to bring more and more things for the city of Longview to be a part of.
Willie is one of those people who organizes a lot of programs here in the city. Just like the MLK Day, the march
one of the first things he said was he wanted everyone, all races, to be included in this. And that I thank him for that, because I've lived here all my life and I am a part of this city, and I was glad that was something he had a drive for.
I think that as a people, we need to know more about who we are, our identity. It's been skewed for so many years and swept under the rug, and our accomplishments, our inventions, our discoveries, and we need to know. And sometimes the only way of sharing that information will be through celebrations. I guess the first one I would mention would be the Martin Luther King Day holiday celebration. I was just hired with this city, and Councilman Tony Powell, he was serving as councilman at that time. He and I were good friends. And he pulled me aside and said, look, this is the first year that the holiday is going to be recognized by the city. So can you put together a celebration? Lo and behold, we did. Kwanzaa is another one. Salim Shabazz sort of passed the torch on to me in the process of actually presenting and explaining Kwanzaa. Harambe was another one. It was toward the end of October. And it was a celebration that was done instead of Halloween. We even began a little group we called a multicultural awareness group. I don't think I should lose my identity in order to be an American or any other ethnic group. We are all one nation under God, or at least should be. We are more of what I call a mixed salad as opposed to a melting pot.
Brother Willie, Brother Marshall, either one you want to call it. I call you Willie. You like a brother, a cousin, a friend?
We are so grateful for your example of leadership, generosity, and humility.
You've been a great inspiration to me. You've always been there in support of me and my ministry.
Willie, congratulations on this prestigious honor. I cannot think of anyone more fitting to receive the City of Longview Unity Honor. You truly embody all that this recognition stands for. You put the health and well-being of your community first, and your commitment and dedication have been remarkable. As you said previously, there's no unity without community, and there's no community without unity. You've made a huge impact on this community, and we're absolutely blessed to have been part of that.
You're just a wonderful, wonderful man of God, and I want to say congratulations, and I just wish you the very best always.
You are finally getting some recognition for it, and I, as a lifelong resident here, would like to thank you, and God bless you.
You're a very good teacher, and I've learned a whole lot, and I want to do some big positive things. There's more to do. You got more to do. Just remember that. You got more to do.
Mr. Willie Marshall.
Wow. Thank you so much for this recognition. And you know, when I think of unity, I think of connection, collaboration, and caring. And because all these things already existed here within the structure of Longview, the work that I tried to achieve became very easy. So I thank all of those who worked alongside me all the years. You very well could be up here just as I am, but I thank you for honoring me on this occasion. You probably saw from the video that I'm not from Longview, so it was a transformation for me to become a Lobo coming from Marshall, Texas, even though y'all just destroyed us in football over the last few years. But it's been a rewarding experience. I appreciate the journey, and I appreciate you for allowing me to be a part of something that's much bigger than me. I want to thank my family, specifically for those who are here today, but also to just let you know I appreciate you for allowing me to share my time that would have been spent with you, but yet I was out doing things that I thought were important for this community. I want to thank my mother for just laying the foundation of faith for me, a foundation that I continue to build on, and I'm just grateful that she is still with me to guide me along the way. I also want to thank my daughter, because I remember going back in time, many of the activities that we were organizing, many of the meetings that we had, I had her right with me. And I'm thinking, wow, how boring that must have been for her. But as I see her now, and apparently much of what I did then made an impact on her, to the extent that as I see her now in what I would call a servant leadership role, doing things, great things here in Longview to bring people together, I can't help but be proud of that. I also want to thank the Harrison Street Church of Christ, my church family. For about 28 years, you have listened to me preach sermons Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. But it became apparent to me that you were not just hearing sermons, you were actually hearing the Word of God as it came through me. You heard my passion, you heard my plea, you heard the purpose in my preaching. So much so that you were willing to just take the journey with me, and someone said we were small, but yet we sponsor many ministries throughout Longview. Many other ministries much larger than us, but we contribute to that. And I appreciate the fact that the leaders and the members there have the love and the foresight to put forth something that would be meaningful for the future. So I thank you for this recognition. And for those of you who work with me along the way, please know that I accept this award because really it's not about the award, is it? It's about the reward. It's not about the spotlight. It's not about the recognition. It's not about any of this. It's about what we do. It's about the journey that we choose to take. It's about the path that we lead for others. And it's about the rewards that we expect to get in return. So as I look and I see the things that not only I've done, but others have done, I'm thankful for the gift of serving. I'm thankful to God for putting that within my heart to serve this community. So I thank you for allowing me to be a part of something that's much bigger than I am. Thank you for just the joy and the privilege of serving Longview. And let's continue serving together, because there's much work to be done still. Even though we've done much over the years, there's much work to be done still. The cause is great, but the calling is even greater. Thank you again.
Such worthy recipients. Congratulations again to them. Thank you to all of you for your hard work. It's decades. This is not some fly-by-night event and activity for you. This is your life, and we thank you for sharing it with us. As a reminder, for those of you who are thinking, you know what? How do I participate? How do I get involved? Because sometimes that is the obstacle. You want to be a part of the community, you want to participate, you want to contribute, but you just don't know where to begin. The Unity and Diversity Committee meets the first Monday of every month at the Longview Public Library, right down the street, from 12 until 1. It is an open meeting. The entire community is invited to attend. That means that you are invited to attend, where you can put your imprint on this work that's being done. Thank you for coming. We hope to see you next year. It is always a pleasure to share this with you. Have a great one.